Hey, we're here Wednesday morning and we're going to be working on the pelvis and hips, lower back area using Yamuna balls. But just as a brief introduction, I'm Kim. I help people with pain. It's been my lifelong, like my life's work is working on my body and getting out of pain and then teaching to others. So recently with doTERRA products, I've been using their collagen and MetaPWR system, and that has enabled me to actually get back to teaching Yamuna Body Rolling again. So we're all happy that we can be here together and be able to do this. So in helping people be more comfortable in their body and having longevity and strengthening their bones and realigning their muscles so that everything's working how it should. So we're going to start in the pelvis. So in a seated chair with our black ball, you're going to sit on it like a chicken on an egg. So if you're a man watching this video later, just got to get the goodies out of the way because we're trying to get the pelvic floor. So we don't want to be too far back to the tailbone. We're trying to be kind of forward, just like on a woman, it would be like on the vaginal opening. So it's a little bit forward. It's just below the pubic bone. So now just notice, because you're going to start feeling the rails of the bones. Let me tag myself here. Spotlight. Okay. So you'll start feeling those edges. And as you breathe, is there you guys experiencing any pain or discomfort on a specific side?
I don't know if I'm doing it like too much in the center.
No, it's fine. Mine's right on the hole.
Okay. All right, right on the hole.
You know, it's not an elegant speech. I think my Yamuna teacher says, you know, the cotton part of your underwear. And we're just going to breathe here. So what we're doing is we're just kind of helping the pelvis to make some space where there's like gristly bits and ligaments that get really dry and tight. So the next thing we're going to do, let's see. If you can kind of shift forward on your chair, I guess, because you kind of need to have your legs out like this. We're going to kind of shift the ball just over to the left. So you'll feel that ridge of your pelvis underneath. And you're just going to shift it to the left, a little bit on the bone. Do you feel that? So like kind of like Peter Pan here. And then I'm just going to shift my weight over to the right. So my ball's on the left ridge. You might have to lengthen your left leg out to get the stretch that I'm feeling.
Mm-hmm.
We're spreading. We're trying to get that space in the pelvis to have a little more room under there. Now let's shift it a little bit forward. So I'm going to go in a circle. So we went left and now we're going to go a little bit forward toward the front a little bit. So I can feel my pubic bone right here and the ball's just underneath of it. And breathe. And you'll notice like, oh, this is really tight in this one spot. Jeez. And then we'll move it just a little bit forward, or you might have to go all the way to the right actually, because that might be too uncomfortable. So I just went to the right front. So my ball's popping out a little bit. Now it's interesting to point out that in the pubic bone and in these edges around that front bone, this is where people's knees get tight. So if you've got an inner knee thing, bet your bottom dollar it's in your crotch. And then we'll shift it to the middle inside ridge. So now I'm over here. Tight.
Yeah.
If you find that you're like trying to like baby away from it, like try and like even it out and breathe down. And then shift the ball just a little back. So now I'm on this kind of back right side, not on the tailbone. I'm being careful to stay away from that. And breathe. And then go ahead and take your ball out and just sit and see if you can feel a difference there.
I was feeling a lot in my knees, Kim.
You were feeling it like radiating?
Yeah, down in my knees.
Okay, that's telling. So that now we know that's part of the pattern, you know? So good on you. Let's do a little bit of standing work. So we're gonna take our gold ball, or Michelle, do you have the gold, or you have a bigger one like this?
I have the white ball.
Oh, that'll work.
Okay.
Okay, so we're gonna take the gold ball, and if you need, you might need to put your back up against the wall. Otherwise, just stand along with me. So my purpose here is to widen the pelvic floor. So I'm gonna put the ball as high as I can, and then I'm gonna walk my legs in. And I'm not necessarily squeezing the ball, I'm just holding the ball. I'm just making sure that I walk my feet in as much as I can. Make sure your knees are not locking. So we have to try and I can back up so you can see better what I'm doing. So I don't want to be out here. I want to try and walk it in. And if the ball is wanting to pop out, that means you need to put your back up against the wall and keep your knees soft. We're trying to help the femur rotate straight. And we're gonna breathe. So Donna, you just stay here. But if you want more of a stretch, because Cindy and Michelle are a little more bendy, you can just walk your hands straight down your legs. And you can walk them forward. Keep your heels down for a second, get that hamstring stretch. Lift the sit bones toward the ceiling and breathe. And then you're gonna walk your hands back up. And then move your ball just a little bit down. So you can follow along with that, Donna. Just move it down. So how you were talking about your knees, it's gonna help get that alignment back straight. And breathe. Excuse me. So Cindy and Michelle, if you guys want to come down and walk that out and breathe, push your hips back. You could also do this up against the wall, Donna, if you want to just come down a little bit. Walk your hands and your feet back up. And we're going to go to the knee. So when you get a little bit lower, it is kind of better to have a bigger ball, Michelle. So you need to come get a ball from me. Keep breathing. This is good for everybody because generally people's inner thigh don't get attention unless you're specifically working it out. It's just our society in our daily movements don't really require it unless you've been working on getting proper alignment. So you can get the muscles to fire just in walking. So I've moved mine below the knee. Sorry, I didn't say that. And just make sure you're not locking your knees. And then you can move your ball a little lower. I'm gonna walk my feet in. This one is specifically nice if you're gonna be standing for any length of time. You might notice like, oh, my back has less pressure on it, having my ball there. Oh. And then you can put your ball between your ankles. I kind of like scoot the inside of my arches because I want to lift my arches. So I kind of like scoot my feet onto it. And then spread out your toes, make sure your knees aren't locking. What this is gonna do is help activate the muscles down to your feet. And it's gonna support that pelvic floor. Because a lot of women end up kind of here with their knees together. And then they end up overstressing the muscles on the outside of the knees. And it doesn't activate any of the lower belly and pelvic floor to hold up your organs and your spine. That's why women end up with prolapse and things like that, because there's just not enough activation coming from normal movements. And then shake it out. So on the mat, let me think about what I'm gonna do with you, Donna, but on the floor for the hips, I think we're gonna take a black ball and we're gonna start, let's see. We're gonna start right in the sit bone. That's the bone that's right underneath your butt cheek. And that's where your hamstrings attach. So I'm gonna sit on the floor. I'm gonna put my, let me move this so you guys can see what I'm doing here.
Just one ball?
Just one. And I think, Donna, you could do this in the chair. You're just gonna put the ball right underneath your butt cheek on one side. So first thing I'm gonna do
Okay.
is I'm gonna put my leg out long in front of me. And this one I've got like my kickstand, I'm holding on to it. And my hands are gonna be what's gonna move me. Make sure your heel is helping you. Like it's a little sticky heel. I'm just gonna move back and forth. I'm gonna go up and down. So for you, Donna, what you're gonna do is you're gonna kind of put your legs to the side like this in the chair as you're sitting there, and then you can get more weight in that bone. Do you feel that?
Yes, I do.
Okay, it's a sticky spot, huh? It hurts. So
But
only
listen-
stay there for a couple of breaths and then move the ball a little bit out. Okay. So as we're here and you've kind of rolled the ball up and down your butt like that. I'm talking to Michelle and Cindy. Can really feel it when I get to that upper top part. If I push my butt like I'm going down a slide and then you come up to your waistband, do you feel how tight that is right there? Yeah?
My favorite.
Let me turn my volume up, I can't hear. Okay. So now we're gonna come back to the sit bone and we're gonna kind of do what Donna was doing is you're gonna put your legs like that mermaid. So I'm on my right butt cheek, so I have to move my legs to the left. So if you're doing the opposite, then switch. Or stay where you are, I mean, but you know. And then I'm gonna shift my weight to the left toward my feet. And I'm gonna let the ball come up. So I'm coming this way. And breathe it. It's tight right there. It's like this, you know, going up the squish part, the side of my pants. It's tight. You guys feel it?
Yes. It's wonderful.
If you've been working out. So now we're gonna do a clamshell. So you're gonna take the same side leg that you're doing and just kind of like let it open. And you can do that too, Donna. And you can kind of feel like the gristly stuff around the joint. You got it, Michelle?
So the ball is like, as if you said, like a pant seam down, like right there on your hip.
Yeah, so I started at the bone right here and then I'm going up the side, you know, like if you were to grab like your butt on this
Yeah.
side, up to the side of my hip, but I'm not there yet. I'm only to like I'm kind of behind the joint
Okay.
because we're trying to clean it up.
Ow, yeah. Oh, I see what you mean. It kind of breaks it up.
Yeah. 'Cause we
Ow.
want to dehydrate the joint to tell your brain to send more fluid to keep that joint moving. I'm just gonna move my ball a little out. So for you, Dawn, if you're sitting in the chair, it's kind of popping out, like you're moving the ball up like that. And then you can continue with a movement. Let me know if it's not working.
Ooh,
I'm feeling it.
Okay, good.
yeah.
So for us that's on the floor, you might need to come down on an elbow as we're coming up because we're getting to the top of the pelvis. And I'm gonna lengthen my leg. So my, pinky's on the floor. See if you get a deeper sensation. You feel it?
Yeah.
Tell you what.
Ouch.
So I want you to feel with your opposite hand. Do you feel how, okay, that's the bone and here's squish just above it. Now take your fingers up a little higher and find that last rib, the floating rib. You feel it?
Yeah.
Okay, now don't go that high. We don't want to snap that sucker.
Oh, no.
I'm giving you guidelines. Don't
Oh.
snap your last rib. We're gonna take the ball into the squish. So that means you kind of have to like make space so that you don't get that rib. So I'm gonna slide down toward my foot and the ball is gonna go just above the pelvis into the squish. Do you feel it?
Mhm.
So for me, I'm really tight because of my scoliosis. So that's why I'm like careful of that last rib. And breathe. This is really good for if you've been sitting and collapsing right here. So Donna, take your ball on your other sit bone and go up that way.
Okay.
Breathe. This is really good for separating pelvis and rib cage for making more room so that you can get more air. Okay, now I'm going to take this top hand and it's going to come around behind me and I'm going to scoot so that my pelvis is starting to face the ceiling. And you can bring that same side leg back up so that you can get the pressure right back. I'm following the pelvis. Does that make sense, Michelle?
Yeah.
You okay? So I'm going toward the joint on the same side leg. I'm on the SI joint, the one that chiropractor cracks. And I'm going to lengthen that same side leg out. No one's lost, right?
Ooh, man.
Yep.
I have not done this. I've done a lot of stuff with my balls, but I haven't done this.
We're
It's
going anatomy specific.
yeah.
We're going to take that top hand. We're going to come forward. So the ball is going to follow into this joint right in the hip bone in the front. And we're going to scooch the ball right into the squish right here, into this bone. So I'm going to take my hands, I'm going to roll my leg. So see my ball's coming forward. Now it's to the side. And I'm going to let it go. This spot right here, this hip bone in the front is called ASIS. And we're going to roll all the way to the front to get to ASIS. Then we're going to let it scoop into that hip bone. So you're going to be in the squish, okay? And breathe. So have you finished your other side, Donna?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so now what you can do is put your gold ball in your lower back. You'll have to sit forward in your chair. And then
Okay.
you take a few breaths leaning back into the ball. You're gonna breathe and bring your belly button to your spine. So you're gonna be breathing toward your spine.
Okay.
You guys feel how tight that is?
Yeah.
Okay, so in order to get the hip flexor, you're gonna have to reach your same side arm and reach same side leg and breathe into the ball. Expand big like a balloon, push against the ball. Exhale. Breathe in. Exhale. What I'm gonna do is rest my head on my bicep, and then I'm gonna roll straight off my ball. And then I'm gonna lay on my back. I'm gonna feel the difference. How's that?
Whew.
More blood in your leg? Is your foot going a different direction? Is that side of your lower back flatter?
Where's the ball at right now?
Nowhere, I took it out.
Oh, okay.
We're testing to see the difference from right to left.
Yeah, I feel loosened on my left side that I worked on, and then the right side feels like, well, it's probably considered tense.
Yeah. So Donna, what you'll do is you'll bring your ball up a little bit because you're gonna do all of your spine. So if you started at your lower back, bring it up just a little bit, and you're gonna do that same breathing where you're taking breath big in the belly, like you're expanding like a balloon, and then exhale, bring the belly button to the spine. You can also do this with your black if it's not comfortable with the gold. If you want to do two black on the other side of your spine.
Yeah. The gold's pretty good.
Okay.
I just don't have much control of my stomach where it's been cut open so much.
I can imagine. Or I can't imagine, actually. You've been through hell. All right. So let's do the other side. Donna's ahead of us. We're going to take the black ball. Remember, we're going to go for the sit bone. That's the one that's right underneath your butt cheek. I went to yoga yesterday, and then I went to spin.
Wow.
I realized how eloquent people speak when they teach.
Oh.
I'm like, I'm a major perv. I love saying bad words.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know if I can teach for the normal population. So I'm just using my foot and my hands to move my body up and down the ball. I'm just cleaning up how my muscles interact with my lower back. Has your lower back been fine, Cindy?
Yeah,
That's good.
yeah, I just did that video once a day until it went away.
Oh, good.
It was wonderful.
Diane's?
Yeah.
Okay, so now what we'll do, we're gonna be back at the sit bone, but we're gonna do the mermaid legs. So let's see, yeah, so you have to point your feet the opposite direction. Let me go this way. So my ball is gonna start to move just up the side to go to the side of my pelvis, but you like if you squish your butt, you'll feel it's pushing the tissue up. You can lean in that direction, get more weight and breathe. And then you can drop your bottom leg to get that clamshell. We're kind of cleaning up the gristle around the joint. If you're noticing your upper back is tense, then loosen your grip, put more weight in the ball. So then we're gonna use your hands to kind of lift your weight up and then scoot down toward your feet. The ball is gonna move just a little bit up. It gets really tight right there. So I'm gonna take this bottom leg and I'm just gonna kind of slide it out. I'm gonna put my elbow down. I'm gonna scoot my butt down. So the ball's gonna start to be right on my hip on the side here. Have you ever done spin, Cindy?
Yeah, I hate it.
I kind of liked it.
I don't like, it's super crotchety. Like, I don't like the seat part. It hurts me real bad.
It took me like 10 minutes to get used to the crotch thing.
I would try it again, but I didn't have a good first experience.
I was wondering what the men were doing.
Yeah.
How are you okay with this? Did you ever do it, Michelle?
No, I've never done spin.
You want to go with me?
I don't know. I think my heart, I think it might be too intense.
Oh, all right.
I'm kind of a more like yoga or a bicycle ride, like a gentle bicycle ride on my basket, like kind of Mary Poppins style. And
Oh yeah.
I can't really, you know, do the too. I don't feel like I should really be so intense. I mean, that's the way it looks on movies. It looks pretty intense.
It wasn't crazy like that. I mean, but I'm not like the picture of moderation, so you might be right. So you see what I did here is I put a gold ball on the side if you need
Oh
a
yeah.
kickstand. And that actually gives you like an extra release.
Oh yeah.
So I'm breathing into the ball. This is my hard side, so I guess that's probably why I'm spending more time. But if you're using a bigger ball here, so Michelle's got white, but that which works because you're tiny. So I'm gonna use my elbow. I'm kind of like crawling my elbow forward. And I'm gonna slide, so my foot's gonna face the ceiling and my hips are gonna start to face the ceiling. So you can kind of use the upper ball to hold your upper back if you want to. So now my ball is in that left side SI joint. Yeah. You know, like when you look at the tramp stamp and there's two holes in the lower back, it's the left one.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Or if you don't want the ball, then you can just be on your elbows.
Oh.
So you don't have to have the leg out like that. I like that feeling. That gives me length.
Oh yeah. That feels so good.
And I'm going to slide my hip forward. I'm going to show you how to do this on the wall. Do you have an open wall space, Donna?
No.
Let's see where else. We could do it on probably the edge of your chair standing. So I'll modify this in a sec. I'm going to put my hand on the carpet in front of me. I'm going to start to come around. So the ball is going to scoot toward the front hip bone so that we can squish it in to the pelvis in the front there. I'm scooting. I'm going to find that hip bone. And then I'm going to let it slide in, like scoop in the guts. And breathe. I think you would have liked the yoga I went to though, Michelle.
Yeah. Probably.
It wasn't like hard yoga, like where you're using your upper body. It was like laying around. So I'm gonna stretch that same side leg, same side arm. I'm getting into those hip flexors, psoas. Breathe big, expand your belly like a balloon. Long exhale. Now you can lean your weight all the way into that same side where the ball is. Rest your head on your bicep. And then you can roll all the way off on your back and feel the difference. Feel pretty good? All right. So we're going to use our chair. So I think what I want to do, because for the knees, I know Cindy had a knee surgery. Donna, you mentioned your knee. How are your knees, Michelle?
They're fine.
Okay. I love doing, so what we're going to do is we're going to take the black ball and we're going to put it behind the knee. You could also do a gold if you want to. So let me see if I can put this where you guys can see me. So I'm going to take the black and I'm going to put it behind my knee. And I'm going to sit my leg on the chair here. Does this work, Donna, or you could do it with a gold too? Let me know if you need me to modify it. I have a wiggly chair, so it's kind of unstable. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use my arms with my hands here. My feet is stabilizing me, and I'm just going to sit my weight a little bit.
Yeah, the black works better than the gold, Kim.
Okay, good. I should probably use a stable chair. Breathe. I might try the gold. Let me see. I kind of like the bigger ball. How is that, you guys? Then you're just going to move the ball a little bit down. If you find you're tucking your tail, try and let your sit bone relax so that your butt's like more like sticking out. I'm using the bigger ball, but I could do it with black too. It was kind of making me feel unstable, but do what works for you. But I'm getting my Achilles really good. You can feel it loosening my foot. This is really great if you've been, if your ankles have been hurting.
Oh,
And really good for the hamstring.
it makes a lot of sense because you're using your own body weight and gravity instead of having like a masseuse have to put all their energy onto your body. You're just using your own body weight and gravity and
Yeah.
you know.
And we're being very specific with, releasing the muscle as it attaches to the bone from one end to the other.
Oh.
So it's not like where you're just, rolling a tennis ball in one spot and confusing your tissue.
Oh, yeah, yeah. So like you get the spot and then you smooth it out.
Yeah,
No.
we're starting from like when you eat ribs and you bite it and you get pulling off a bone.
Yeah.
We're starting from one edge of it as it attaches to the other side. How's that feel? You guys good?
This is different. I have not put a ball behind like this and done this before. Wow. But it makes sense.
Yeah.
Are you switching over to the other leg now?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just gonna make sure you sit your weight back if you're kind of like curling in, like ow, then try and let your butt go out and soften your
Oh. Oh, yeah, it's kind of.
I do this sometimes. I'll do it up against a couch, like my upper body. I'll be on the floor and I'll put my upper body on the couch.
Oh.
Because then I can do 2 balls at a time. I can do 2 black.
Oh.
That was how my friend taught me. That was when I fell in love with Canada. So if you're doing the black, you'll have to take more time, but you'll be able to get more specific, See how that feels. So I'd like to go up from the pubic bone. So let me show, if you're doing it from a seated position, you'll be sitting. And you're gonna scooch your ball right at you're gonna find as low as you can go. I'm aiming for the pubic bone. So you go as low as you can go and you're gonna lift. And breathe big against the ball. But I'll show you how to do this on the mat. You can also do this up against a wall. So how I would do that. Let me unplug this so you guys can see. So I would take, and I would put it as low as it goes. And you guys can't see. Okay. And I would try to get lift. And then I would lean and breathe. You could do it up against a bed too. And then I would lift the ball up and breathe.
Well, that's kind of like lifting the bladder.
Yes, exactly. That's what we're doing.
Kim, where I have a hernia there, it's probably not a good idea to do that, is it?
Is it splitting this way? Or from the inguinals? Is it the inguinal one?
It's peristomal. It's like right under my belly button.
Okay. So what you're going to do instead is go from the side. So instead of midline, you're going to go just to the side of it and lift from there. And
Okay.
that would actually support it going back together.
Okay.
But thank you for telling me. So go from the side and lift and lift and lift. But you want to breathe into it, okay? So expand your belly toward the ball and push the ball up against it. But if we're doing it on the floor, and you're going to start center pubis, and you're going to put it right on the crotch. So then don't let your upper body go like you still have to keep your form. And breathe. What you can do here to get some connection from this area back to the legs, is you're going to take a breath in, expand to the ball, lengthen one leg long, put it down, breathe, lift the opposite leg.
I got this. Hug this.
So what I'll invite you to do is you're going to get a really good stretch from your chest in this, is if you can bring your chest to the floor and then breathe.
Yeah, I like that better. That feels good.
This is really good for opening the lower back. So Donna, later you can lay on a bed, and you wouldn't do the gold because of the hernia, but you could do the 2 black on either side.
Okay,
And then you're just going to move them up on either side of the belly button.
okay,
So what I'm going to do here, if I'm here, I'm going to bring my feet together. Let's make sure you guys can see. Like a mermaid. And I'm going to breathe in the belly against the ball. Exhale, lift the legs. Inhale the belly. Exhale, keep the feet together. Lift the knees. And bring it down. And uncurl your mermaid tail. Breathe big into the ball. Exhale, or inhale. Exhale, lift the feet. Keep the knees together, feet together. Big inhale. Exhale, lift the knees.
Wow.
Huh. So what we're doing is we're strengthening the pelvis. So we spread the muscles underneath. Now we're strengthening the muscles around it so that we're holding our organs up better and bringing more awareness to the muscles. So big breath in, expand against. Big breath. Knees together, lift. Bring it down. Big breath, expand. Lift. And let go. If I was on my own, I would do 30. That would be like really good for strengthening the pelvis. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to use my toes on the floor, and I'm just going to lift the knees and push my body toward my feet. So the ball is just going to scoot up, lifting the organs, lifting the bladder. And curl your pelvis over. Feel that stretch, that lift. Big breath, expand like a balloon against the ball. Curl your pelvis over. You can do this up against the wall too. Big breath in, expand, exhale, curl. If you want more, you can come up like a cobra kind of thing. And that is going to give you that lift to get your solar plexus and your rib cage off of your belly. Tuck the tail. Lift. This, you should really feel an inner stretch here. So you can go as high as is comfortable. I'm kind of like a belly button area. Always do this on an empty stomach. Sorry, I didn't say a lot. To get an extra stretch, I'll kind of like lift my thighs and I can kind of feel like more. Breathe big. Lengthen one side and roll off.
Oh God, that felt good. Ugh. Ooh. Of course, my ball's kind of low because, you know, my bladder protrudes out of my vagina.
Mm-hmm.
because it's so prolapsed. It's almost stage 4, but I could feel it sucked up in there
Mhm.
above it's not hanging out right now.
Good.
It's sliding up above, but it's so low, you know, because it's
Yeah.
broke,
And dropping.
torn, yeah, and out. But this feels good. I used to sometimes on the bed that was shoved up against the wall, do a headstand with my body against the wall, and I feel my uterus, colon, bladder just drop like 4 inches like up into my system.
Wow.
Felt so good.
Well, I would definitely add this to your regimen then,
Ooh.
since we want to help build strength again to get things to stay.
Yeah.
So we could do this one all together. Donna's in a chair. So as you're sitting in a chair, you can take, you can use gold, you can use pearl. I'm going to use gold. So you're going to kind of find, the idea is we want, this is your humerus bone. We don't want it to rotate this way. We want it to rotate this way. So we're gonna help this bone get some more rotation. Like notice like with your hand, see how you can move the bottom part of your arm easy. But if you try and move the joint at the top, you're like, oh, it's kind of tight. It's not as easy as down here, you know? So we want to get this whole rotation. So we're gonna take that ball up in the armpit, and then you're gonna kind of keep your arm straight and like a lever. And I'm gonna press the whole arm bone toward my rib cage. Hold on, let me try and get the dogs to be quiet. Hey, can you keep the dogs outside? Okay, sorry. I have a pack of animals that follow me. So we're bringing it down like a lever. It's straight. And I'm going to try and get my shoulder to go back and my shoulder blade down into the pocket.
Are you cross-legged?
I am. You could be in a chair, whatever feels good. So I'm kind of starting with my bad shoulder. So you can put your hand like right on your pec where it meets your shoulder. If it helps you, it helps me. I'm trying to tell my shoulder like, we love you. It's okay.
Oh, yeah, it feels so good.
And I'm going to press. So I have to kind of keep my hand open like this to keep the alignment, but you can stretch. And then press the inside of your arm toward your ribs and then breathe from here to the ball. Like I'm pushing and I'm breathing toward the ball. So breathe here toward the ball. And then squeeze. Breathe here. And then you can get a stretch here. Soft mouth. Stretch your hand. You feel how it goes down into your hand?
Oh my goodness.
And then let go. So we're going to put the ball here. So keep it straight like a lever. Breathe into it and then squeeze. If it doesn't want to stay, you can bring your arm across, but don't let your shoulder roll forward. And then you can kind of like pull across like this if it feels better. Breathe big toward the ball. Stretch your hand, soft mouth. Don't let your butt tense. Soft butt. Open hand. I'm playing with my hand, see all the little movements I can get. Let go. I'll show you one more. So you're gonna feel your sternum. So right at the top, this is the sternal notch. And down at the bottom is your xiphoid process. I just want you to feel the length of that. So we're gonna do a couple of fingers down from the top, from center. You're gonna take your ball and kind of wiggle it in so you can feel where the muscle and the skin is here. And I'm gonna angle it down. And if I lift my neck, you'll feel like, oh, there's all these little strings that I'm pulling now. Anchored where the muscles attach.
Oh, wow, I could feel that in my dental work.
Yeah.
Ow.
So spine, like go like in a rainbow shape, like with your chin. Breathe open chest, lift up. And then feel like, oh yeah, that's really tight through here.
Gee whiz.
You feel it, Donna?
I do. It releases some of the pressure from the stenosis in my neck too.
Oh, wow.
So if you roll your ball a little higher toward the notch,
Mm.
then lift your chin, and you might leave your mouth open like a fish. And you'll really feel it. Feel it?
Uh-huh.
And you can kind of move your ball to the right.
Oh,
Pull down, pull down.
wow.
It's really tight, right?
I feel like a dried piece of chicken.
Put some butter on that chicken. I went left.
Oh,
There's all this stuff that goes underneath your chin, right in here that I'm feeling.
oh.
It's where people suck their tongue all day long and they make their mouth really tight. So softly roll your ball into this muscle right here. So I'm not pushing into it. I'm kind of just, I rolled up and then I'm going to just keep that traction down and breathe.
Down.
Really feel it.
Oh,
And roll off of it. You can do the opposite side. So just roll up into the neck, but don't push into it. Just kind of catch the muscle, the
oh.
stickiness of the ball on your skin. You can pull down. And let go. That should feel a lot better. More space in your guts, more lift in your pelvis.
Mm-hmm.
You did a bang up job.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That was awesome.
I'm glad you liked it. How'd that go, Cindy?
It's good. Stretching is my favorite thing.
Thanks for coming. Some of my favorite people. Love you all.
Love you. Thank you.
Thank you, Kim.
You-
Goodbye.
We'll see you next
Bye-bye.
week. Bye.